Hello everyone, I'm CheCo and today I'm reviewing this Bitfenix Tracery Air RGB. And once it's fully built, this interesting front design is gonna look really cool. But before that, I just got this case, I just took it out of the box, still got the plastic. So gonna open it and we're gonna talk a little bit about it. So let's do it, shall we? So as I mentioned, this is the Tracery by Bitfenix. And as you see, got tempered glass on one side, got this beautiful design, only one screw at the top, and the glass just pull out, and that's the glass as you can see over here. Put that to one side. And I'm gonna remove the back panel. Back panel got two thumb screws over here, and they stay with the panel, so you will not lose them. That's very handy. So here we are now. I know the front come off as well, so I'm gonna take the front off as well. Simple pull, and the front come off. And now, this front panel, so this can be removed with a screw up here and up here. So you got a mesh, a filter mesh inside, but on the sides in here, got about 30 centimeters of RGB LEDs. And they are all connected with these pins up here. Got 3 pins at the top, then 3 pins connect to this little daughter board up here, and that is running through this cable over here, and that goes to this beautiful controller that we got down here, and we'll talk that in a second. But the beauty of this case, as I said, it has got RGB on the sides with them plexiglass in the front. So the idea is that RGB, then LEDs will shine to the sides and create a very nice pattern at the front that we will see that once it's fully built. And moving to the front, once you got that panel off, you got 3 140mm fans. They do not have RGB by factory once you buy it, but of course you can install you 140mm RGB as well, so any type of RGB that you want, but they are normal PWM fans, and yeah, they're gonna give loads of airflow to this case. So if we move to that inside of the case, now we got it here, you got a non-removable PSU shroud down here. It's very nice, got plenty of holes over here and over here. Got plenty of hose on the bottom to thread any of the down cables, and you got a bit of a opening over here on this side. To moving towards the rear, we got 120mm fans, and this one, yes, is RGB, so that will be connected to the same controller that you use the RGBs at the front panel, like we said. But in terms of expansion at the back, we do have a triple slot vertical GPU mount on this side, and over here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 normal full side PCIe slot. So that's to give you plenty of expansion for any RAID card or networking card or nothing like that. And now at the top, magnetic dust filter, so that's nice to see. And at the top it's all mesh, as you can see up here. We do have space for 3 120mm fans or 3 140mm fans at the top as well. So this case do have plenty of ventilation, and that's very nice to see as well. But if we move to that inside, you got a very big hole here for CPU tray hole here to do any CPU maintenance or change any cooler or something like that. You need access through the rear. It's really nice. And over here we got this shroud that is riveted to the main chassis, and this is just to get the cables kind of in an angle, so the cables will come something like that, and they will not poke straight. They're kind of in an angle or being guided to the different places of the motherboard that we need. If we carry on talking about spaces, up here you do have a fairly big space for a 8-pin CPU or 4-pin CPU, depending on the motherboard, and next to it you also have another hole up here for any fan cables or nothing that you want to route through this way as well. And now if we move to the rear, you've got a box, and in the box you've got your typical just all the hardware that you're gonna need and some cable ties and a motherboard mounts and stuff, so we leave that there, we don't need that. But on the rear we got a space for a 2.5 SSD, and they're removed with the thumb screw that stay captive in the tray, and then you just will put your 2.5 drive there, and you, as I said, you got 2 trays here, and then at the bottom here, and at the bottom over here with these 2 thumb screws, you can, they're not captive, so they come off. That one there, and that slides. A, to accommodate a longer power supply if you need to, but B, you can put one hard drive, one spinning 3.5 spinning hard drive up here, and at the top you got mounting holes to put another SSD potentially. So potentially you can put 3 SSDs in this case and 1 spinning drive if you really want to. Gonna go to connectivity on the top, because on the top we do have a power button with LED incorporated, a reset button, and that also controls the LEDs as well. We'll see that in a minute. USB, headphone jack, microphone jack, another USB and a USB type C at the top. And now moving down, you got the hub. So this hub needs power SATA. So if you're looking to buy this case, remember this hub does need power. And this hub will give you the option for 6 fans and 6 RGB 5 volts LEDs or fans with LEDs and RGB. So you can connect their addressable RGBs. They are connected over here, and then you do have this reset button. So you don't have a motherboard that supports 5 volts RGB, like the one that we're gonna actually be putting in this case just to show off. You can just leave it on the reset button, and the reset button will cycle through all the different modes that the little board got already programmed into it, so it's very nice. But if you got a motherboard or a controller that will support a 3-pin 5 volt RGB, or addressable RGB in this case, you can use this as a hub, disconnect the reset button and plug that into your motherboard, so you can use the reset button for resetting the motherboard. And then you can plug this into your motherboard, as I mentioned, and control all the RGBs and everything from here. And the same with the fans. With that one, you can put that one into your motherboard and control all the 6 fans. So this is how bare bone look that Bitfenix Tracery RGB. And now it's gonna got some parts, put it together, boot it up, and see how beautiful it looks with a couple more RGB fans in it. Shall we? So here she is, the Bitfenix Tracery, fully built out with loads of RGB to match all the beautiful RGB that we were talking at the front over here. That come with the case, and that is a beautiful design that they got up here with all them patterns. But yeah, put some LED strips inside, some LED fans. There, we just to make it blink. Right now it's just being a show computer, got a very old graphics card, an old CPU as well, some cables that I had from previous projects. So I did build this computer in a podcast while doing a podcast. If you have not seen my podcast, it's the CheCo podcast. I will read the link down below. But yeah, that's where I kind of built this computer. I was talking about what's what inside. So if you want to know what is inside this computer, please go and check the podcast. I will leave it up here and down below as well. Building on the Tracery here from Bitfenix was a breeze. I mean, it's plenty of space on the top. It got loads of little holes for cable management for them fans, and the 8 pins for the CPU as well. The cable management on the side over here is very nice to pass through the 24 pin for the motherboard and any other cables that you need to pass through the side. And at the bottom you got a wide opening at the front to pass some cables for the GPU, or you can bring it through where the I/O ports are. You can bring it through that way as well, depending on what graphics card you got and where you put it. But talking about graphics card, yes, you can put it as I got it here. You can put it horizontal, or you can actually put it vertical. Maximum 3 slots over here, so you can put a 20 series, a 10 series, or a 30 series. That may be a bit too close to the glass, but you can still mount a 30 series by all means. If we go for cooling, yes, I chose an air cooling system and then got a spare water cool to build this. At the top, you can put a 360mm radiator, so you got space for 3 120mm fans. And at the front, you can do the same big 360, or you can actually mount here because you've got space up to 3 140mm fans that they are included already. The same with the rear fan over here, at 120mm included, but you can put up to 140. Airflow in this case is one of the best ones I've seen so far. So you've got 3 big fans at the front. All the air intake is coming through this mesh over here that you got, so I think that provides loads of airflow, including with the little holes that you got at the side. But that's 3 fans bringing all the air in. The top 2 fans will bring the air straight through, and the bottom fan, the power supply's route is actually open at the front, so that will carry air from the front to the back and exhaust it through the power supply at the back. But yeah, as I said, the airflow go front to back, 1 single fan at the back, making a very good pressure chamber inside, and then you got 3 fans at the top exhausting all that hot air as hot air rise. That would go all the way to the top. So actually, so it's a very good design from Bitfenix, and I really like to build in the case, how it look, everything inside, how tidy everything is with all the cable management points. And even on the back panel, they got plenty of cable management routes to put all the little cables for the fans and RGB there. To be honest, was a little bit of a nightmare. Talking about fans and RGB, they do include their own Bitfenix hub. And pressing the reset button up here, I can cycle through all the different modes that they got with this addressable RGBs. So everything is connected to the same hub. It's a 6x6, meaning there is 6 RGB points and 6 fans to connect. So I kind of daisy chain all of them to be able to have as many lights as we got in here. But yeah, if you keep pressing the reset button, you will be cycling through many effects that this case got over here. But also that hub, it comes with a 3-pin 5-volt that you can connect to your motherboard. If your motherboard go and you can control it through the software of your motherboard, so that will be quite handy as well. But I mean, some of the effects in here are pretty cool, to be honest. This blue one is quite cool. We can leave it in rainbow puke, as I like to call it. But this is it, guys. I'm gonna leave it over here. This is the Bitfenix Tracery. This was a build up and how it looks fully built over here. Of course, components, as I said, are not the most up to date. We got a really old motherboard, a really old GPU as well. Bits and bots over here just to make it look pretty. As I say, it's just a showcase that Bitfenix sent me to show you guys. So thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to comment any questions down below. I'm always answering your comments. Please follow me on social medias down below. And if you're looking for any other recommendations, well, over here, I use another Bitfenix case for a server down here. And you got a video of my setup. I need to update that one. Stay tuned. So please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. I'm CheCo. See you in the next one. Adios.